Whatever you want to
And
summarize.
yes, without notes.
Oh yes, of course, without notes. Yeah. Yes, please.
So the first thing we can talk about the position of Srimad-Bhagavatam, where it is in our Vedic literature. So we have in the Vedic literature, we have Shruti and we have Smriti. Shruti is what is heard and Smriti is what is remembered. So Shruti have all the Vedas. We have 4 primary Vedas: Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Atharvaveda, Yajurveda. Each Veda has 4 part in it. Then we have Upavedas, and then we have Smritis, which are Puranas, Itihasas like Ramayana and Mahabharata, and then we have Shad Darshana, we have the Archanam Vidhi. I'm forgetting the name of it. So all this in the Vedic literature. In the Purana section, we have 18 Mahapurana and 18 Upapurana, and these Puranas are in different modes: mode of goodness, passion, and mode of ignorance. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is the most important Purana in the mode of goodness there. Also, as we have been reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva compiled all this literature there. He compiled 1 Veda to 4 Veda. Then whatever was left, he did the Itihasas and Puranas. He wrote the Vedanta Sutra on the Vedas, but still he was not satisfied with it. And because he had not glorified Lord's name, form, pastimes, and with the blessing of his Guru Narad Muni, he writes Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. So that is the position of Srimad Bhagavatam in the whole Vedic literature. And that's why we are studying it every day. What is the specialty of Srimad Bhagavatam? What Srimad Bhagavatam itself speak about? And most of it in the first 3 shlokas, which Mataji has put us in our head. It first and foremost, it describes who is the Supreme Lord, what are the qualities of the Supreme Lord, and it tells also who is that Supreme Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's where it starts. So Lord Krishna is that Supreme Lord. Who is the Supreme Lord? What should be his qualities? So it describes the 7 qualities there. So he is the primal cause of all creation, maintenance, and destructions. He is cognizant of all those manifestations. He is independent. Swarat is the word that is used there. He is the one who gave the all Vedic knowledge to the Adi Kavai. That's the first person. That's Lord Brahma. And he can bewilder even the sages, even the demigods. Like we can see the water in the fire. We can see earth in the water. The bewilderment is such that all this cosmic manifestation, which is unreal, seems so real. Only Lord can do that. And he resides in the supreme transcendental abode. And he is the absolute truth. And he is Lord Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Srimad Bhagavatam gives the description of Supreme Lord there. Then it describes that what is the Dharma of the soul. It says very strong words that all the 4 Purushartha, which are being described in all the Vedic literature, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, it asks to leave them behind, and it propounds there, puts there the Pancham Purushartha, the absolute truth there, which is Bhakti. And what does it do? That Pancham Purushartha, it says it uproots all those material miseries there. And it also says that whoever listens to it submissively and regularly, Lord resides in the heart. And there is no need for any other literature. And also it invites to relish. It's establishing the Bhakti Rasa there, and then it is inviting everybody to relish that bhakti rasa, which is relished by even by the liberated soul, and it has become even sweeter in Srimad-Bhagavatam because it's coming from Srila Sukadev's lips. And the other specialty of Srimad-Bhagavatam, as Padma Puran says, that it is the literary incarnation of the Lord, Granthavata, must be said. And there was one more point I forgot about it. So these are the specialty of Srimad-Bhagavatam. That's why we are reading it every day. Yeah.
Thank you. That is good, Mataji. Awesome. Hari Bol. Yeah. Yes, why not? Because it's not easy to do, right? If we are extra, can we say that? We cannot. So that's why Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So now we will just do the formal recording thing. So we'll start the katha now. Yeah, good? Yes. So to all of you here, to all the devotees and their online devotees also, and on Zoom, and to all the devotees. How do I see the participants who are there? So I can just greet them too. Yes, yeah. Hemasundari Mataji and Rasakrida Mataji. Hare Krishna to you both too. So we will be starting the Bhagavatam now. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the invocation prayers together, all of us, please, and then we'll go into that. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna 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 Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Gaur Govind Swami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desitarine Stale Stale Yasya Kripa Prabhavihi Krishna Trishna Janasampitana Nirmulitaye Bhavanti Tasmai Namo Namah Shrila Narottamaya Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Aham Bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Devam Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dhirayat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. So, welcome again to all of you for the Bhagavata Pravaham. And even if you are new to this Bhagavata Pravaham, even if this is the first episode, you would still be knowing what has happened in the past. So you can easily blend in with the subject matter today. Okay, as Mataji was just saying, we have discussed about the introduction of Srimad-Bhagavatam and how Srimad-Bhagavatam is Amala Puranam, yeah, and the significance of Srimad-Bhagavatam, how Srimad-Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna himself, from the lotus feet to the crown. All the transcendental limbs of the Lord are present in Srimad-Bhagavatam. Yeah, that's the specialty of Srimad-Bhagavatam. And in the third class, we have discussed whole summary of Srimad-Bhagavatam in 1 hour, where we have seen the connection from the first canto to the 12th canto. After that, we have started the first canto. Yeah, in the first canto, there are only 4 words that we have to remember. First canto speaks about, one is 6 questions of Naimisharanya sages. The second one is Narada Vyasa Samvada, right? And the third topic is about the stutis, glorification. Glorification by Uttara, when Parikshit Maharaj was saved in the womb. And then Kunti Stuti, and then Bhishma Stuti, and then Dwaraka Vasa Stuti. That's the third topic in first canto. And the fourth one is about Parikshit Maharaj, the birth of Parikshit Maharaj, the ruling of Parikshit Maharaj, and how Parikshit Maharaj received the curse, and then Sukadev Goswami walking to Parikshit Maharaj to recite Srimad Bhagavatam. These are the 4 subject matters in the first canto of Bhagavatam. We have covered the first subject matter, that is about the 6 questions of the Naimisharanya stages. That means we have covered the first 3 chapters. In the first chapter, the first 3 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are present. First, about who is Supreme Personality of Godhead and what is Paro Dharma. Third one is what is the invitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. These 3 verses in the first chapter, followed by the 6 questions of the Naimisharanya sages. What is the ultimate good for the humanity? What is the essence of all the Shastras? Why did Lord Krishna appear here as son of Mother Devaki? And what are Purushavataras, Leelavataras, and where did Dharma take its shelter when Lord Krishna went back to his abode? That's the first chapter. Second chapter and third chapter has the answers for the 6 questions. Yeah. And what are the answers for the 6 questions? Answer for the first 2 questions is Bhakti Yoga. And for the third question, why did Lord Krishna appear here? Is to rescue the souls that are in mode of goodness. Yeah. Paritranaya sadhuna. And answer for the next question, what are the 3 Purushavataras? Karnodakasai Vishnu, from him comes the Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and from him comes the Shirodakasai Vishnu. Right? And what are Leelavataras? Ananta, infinite. But Srimad Bhagavatam gives 22 important Leelavataras. And after giving the list, Srimad Bhagavatam reiterates that Lord Krishna is the source of all these avatars. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Yeah. And the answer to the last question of where Srimad Bhagavatam took its shelter after Lord Krishna departed to the transcendental world is Dharma took shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. In other words, the people in Kali Yuga, to practice their Dharma, they take the guidance from Srimad Bhagavatam. What does Srimad Bhagavatam teach? Gives information about Lord Krishna, about the activities of Lord Krishna, and the process of bhakti to Lord Krishna. This is how Kali Yuga people can perform their Dharma, taking guidance from Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what it means, the 6th question. Done. First 3 chapters, right? And the connection to the 4th chapter is when Shaunaka Rishi, after hearing the 6 questions, he thanks Suta Goswami, saying, oh, this is so wonderful. You gave us the answers for the 6 questions. We have 3 more questions. One is, can you please tell us about how this Srimad-Bhagavatam was written in first place? What was the inspiration of Vyasadeva to write this Srimad-Bhagavatam? So can you tell something about Vyasadeva, please? First question. Second question is, Srimad-Bhagavatam is written and Parikshit Maharaj heard it. We heard Parikshit Maharaj is so opulent, right? How come he renounced everything, went to the forest, 7 days, no food, no water, no sleep? This is amazing. Can you tell about Parikshit Maharaj? That's the second question. Third one is about Sukadeva Goswami. We heard Sukadeva Goswami is a Mahabhagavata. He wouldn't wait in front of a Grihastha's house to make madhukari, to take bhikshatana for milk, not more than few minutes. But that Sukadeva Goswami, who just doesn't give much of time to anybody, gave 7 days and 7 nights to Parikshit Maharaj. That too, he came on his own accord. Nobody invited him. So, can you tell about Sukadeva Goswami too? These are the 3 questions. These are asked in the 4th chapter. Yeah. So, the answer to the first question about Vyasadeva, that is now being given in the 4th chapter. Yeah. So in that, last week we have discussed about Vyasadeva, how Vyasadeva is not only we can't just call him a scholar. He is Vedavid. He is a knower of Vedas. He has compiled the Vedas. So his knowledge and scholarship is beyond comparison. That's one thing. Not only that, he is the knower of Vedas, compiler of Vedas, but he was so compassionate. He was just not happy thinking, okay, I know the Vedas and we all know the Vedas, we are good. He did not just stop that for himself or to his yuga only. He was thinking about the future generation too, to the Kali Yuga people also. So he was very compassionate. And because he was compassionate, he divided that one Veda into 4, compiled the information into 4 branches so we can easily understand. And then he summarized all those Vedas into Vedanta Sutra. And then he made it even more simpler and sweeter by giving Bhagavata. So this is the compassion of Veda Vyasa, right? So we have seen how great scholarly and knower of Vedas he is. We also saw how compassionate he was. In spite of this, he was feeling despondent inside. Just imagine somebody like, a philanthropist. That's how we could think of, that's who we could think of in this age, right? A great philanthropist, selfless, Nobel Prize Award winner, selfless philanthropist. That it means he has a lot of compassion, right? Selfless service is a lot of compassion, right? In spite of being such selfless, compassionate person, compassionate soul, he's a pious and great soul, no doubt. But in comparison to Vedavyasa, he cannot really be compared to Vedavyasa because Vedavyasa is up there, even in terms of compassion too. So even if somebody is so compassionate in this Kali Yuga and a great philanthropist and a selfless servant, whether they believe in God or not is a different thing. Selfless, very moral and selfless person in Kali Yuga. Even then, that is not enough because Vedavyasa was already that. Even then he was feeling despondent. So what is it that is needed for us to feel very complete inside? The answer is clear, not just the selfless service. If that is the case, Vedavyasa would have felt very happy inside for the selfless, compassionate service he has done. Yeah. So what is the reason why he was not feeling compassionate? He was thinking, I have compiled everything. I was not selfish. I've thought about the future generation also. And for their sake, I have simplified everything. So I have compassion also. So if there is compassion, I should be happy inside. Why am I still not feeling happy? He was thinking like that. Just then, Narada Muni arrives to his place. So this is what we have discussed until the last week. And our take-home point was at that time was when we are sincerely seeking, introspecting to see, why am I not happy yet? In spite of doing whatever I'm doing, whatever I think is good, I'm doing. But still, why am I not happy yet? If we have that question in our life, even if we are devotees, we may think, suspect a cause, but we cannot confirm it ourselves. We will need somebody else from outside, a little more advanced than us, to confirm, saying, yes, this is the cause. Yeah. So that's what happens in the next chapter. Here Narada Muni comes. Just when Srila Vyasadeva was thinking, is it because I did not glorify bhakti enough? Is that why I'm not feeling happy? Because bhakti is so much liked by Bhagavan and so much liked by bhaktas. Because I haven't glorified bhakti enough, I did not make Bhagavan or bhaktas happy. Is that the reason that I'm not feeling happy? He was just thinking like that. And then Narada Muni comes. Then Srila Vyasadeva, he offers his respects. Okay. And then after he greets and offers respects and he gives place to Srila Narada Muni, then Narada Muni starts speaking. This is all pertaining to us too. Okay. So Narada Muni says, Vyasadeva, it looks like you have done everything. Everything that you know is right. You should be happy by this time. Why is it that you're not happy? You see, he's not giving the answer right away. Even when Sri Guru comes in, yeah, first of all, he would see if we are really receptive to what he was going to give. Yeah. And after that, Narada Muni says, so Narada Muni already says, okay, you have done whatever you have thought is right. And still you're not happy. Is that what is happening? So he confirms that. And then Vyasadeva says, of course, yes, this is my halat. I am despondent inside. Please, you please tell me, why am I like this? And he compares Narada Muni to sunshine that is present everywhere, air that is present everywhere, and Paramatma that is present everywhere. That's very important. Does this remind you of something else that we have discussed? Srila Suta Goswami, when he takes pranam mantra of Sukadev Goswami, he says, Sarva Bhuta Munim, Muniman Atosmi. So I am praying to you, Suta Goswami, who is present in all the living beings. That's when we have talked about Guru Tattva, how Guru Tattva is eternal. Again, it's the same thing here. Srila Vyasadeva is saying the same thing to the Sri Narada Muni. Because Guru Tattva is eternal. Guru Tattva goes with Bhagavat Tattva parallelly, eternally existing. We cannot approach Bhagavat Tattva without Guru Tattva. That is our portal. We are Jiva Tattva here. Guru Tattva is here. So Jiva Tattva, to communicate or to revive our relationship, Bhagavat Tattva, it has to be through Guru Tattva. So whatever is Bhagavat Tattva, it is Guru Tattva also. That is why Srimad-Bhagavatam says again and again, do not think Shri Guru that has come to you, Matya Rupa, don't consider his Tattva as a mortal one. He is representing an eternal Tattva. Unless we see our Shri Guru who is instructing us, who gave us the Harinam, in that Guru Tattva position, we are not going to value our Harinam. We are not going to value the instructions that are coming from Guru Tattva. As we are not valuing the deities, we don't value the Harinam. We think deity is a stone. We think Harinam is a sound. We think Guru is a mortal body. Then where is the rescue for us? Where is the hope for us? So that is our primary defect. There is a sloka where it says, what is my unfortunate situation? I am looking at the deity as a stone. I am looking at hearing the Harinam as a sound. I am taking the Guru as a mortal being. Where is my hope? So that's why we have to be very clear about the Tattva. We are doing bhakti to have access to the Bhagavat Tattva, to reciprocate with Bhagavat Tattva. That's possible through Guru Tattva only. So Bhagavat Tattva is all pervading. So as Guru Tattva. Bhagavat Tattva is not limited to time, place, and physical limitations. So as Guru Tattva. Otherwise, why would Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, why could he perceive everything about, how could he perceive everything about Sri Narottam Das Thakur? Why is Srimad-Bhagavatam saying it? Why is Suta Goswami invoking the prayers of Sukadeva Goswami like that? Why is Srila Vyasadeva saying about this to Sri Narada Muni? Because it is Guru Tattva. Yeah, so that is important for us. So that's how Srila Vyasadeva says, oh Narada Muni, you know everything. You are pervading everywhere because you are Guru Tattva. You please tell me. This reminds us of Karpanya Doshaha Pataswabha. Prachami Tvam Sarma Tvam Dharma Samuda Cheta. Arjuna is saying, Krishna, enough of this mind game here. I cannot decide what to do, what not to do. According to Dharma, I shouldn't be killing my relatives. But according to Nyaya Shastra, I can kill. I mean, this is all very contradicting. I know Shastra, but I don't know what suits me. What do I do now? That's where Guru Tattva is. Shastra is there. Sadhus are everywhere to give the Shastra. But Guru is the one who is giving us the Shastra and what other sadhus are carrying. Very personalized to us, to uplift us, to get us closer to Krishna. That we should not forget. The sooner we catch to this point, the sooner we have our anchor there. Not only the sooner, the constant, how constantly we are anchoring to it, so constantly will the mercy flow. This is the key in the spiritual life. This is the key in the spiritual life. Guru Tattva is the key in the spiritual life. Yeah, because sadhu is everywhere. Sadhus are everywhere. Bhagavan is everywhere. Who is giving me? Oxygen is everywhere. I am suffocating here. Who is getting that oxygen cylinder for me? Right? It's Guru, Shri Guru. So that is the position of Shri Guru. Then, so Vyasadeva, of course, he knows all this, the Guru Tattva. Now Narada Muni, seeing, sensing that Vyasadeva is ready to receive what he's going to say. Only then Shri Guru speaks. Not that, I'm saying Shri Guru, not just Gurudev. Because Gurudev is respectful addressing of our Guru. Shri Guru is related to the Tattva. Shri is the internal potency of Bhagavan. That internal potency of Bhagavan is brought to us by Guru. That's why he's Shri Guru. And he's not limited to time, place, and the physical barriers. Internal potency is not limited to that. That's why Shri Guru. So when I'm saying Shri Guru, it means on Tattva basis, it is Shri Guru. And who is that Shri Guru? Whoever is giving that Nam Ruchi Jiva Daya and Vaishnava Seva to us, who is bringing us closer to Krishna, that is Shri Guru. It could be Diksha Guru, it could be Siksha Guru, or both together, whoever it is. Whoever is occupying your heart most and bringing you closer to Krishna is Shri Guru. He is playing a prominent role in Guru Tattva. All other gurus are also there. But the one that is bringing you closer to Shri Krishna, Lord Krishna, giving you Nam Ruchi Jiva Daya Vaishnava Seva very prominently, even if he's physically present here or not. For Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sri Narottama was Shri Guru, like that. So that's Shri Guru. In Gaudiya Sampradaya, all our acharyas, they had their own Shri Gurus. Yeah. So it's a beautiful topic. Guru Tattva is such a beautiful topic. It can just go on. But for the time's sake, we'll move on. So now, again, Guru means heavy. Heavy in the sense gravity. They just don't talk. Whoever Shri Guru, he knows what's happening in the disciples' life. He knows very well what is going right, what is not going right, proportion of it, everything. But he wouldn't speak. He will not speak, he should not speak. unless the disciple is 100% submissive to hear what Sri Guru is going to say. Not only hear, but to practice it. Otherwise, that's not good for Sri Guru and not for the disciple too. So that is the position of an instruction of a Guru, Sri Guru. It should be given in that way, it should be received in that way, and should be implemented in that way. Until then, if we are not ready, then we are not asking. Even if we ask, they will not give us. They know us very well. If we are not asking, if we are asking for a personalized instruction, and if we are not getting yet, it means it's not time for us yet. Or they may be giving us, but we are not realizing it. It may be a layered one, and it will be evident, more obvious in the future. These two things. We are not ready yet to receive. That's why it is a layered one. We don't get it yet. Maybe they are already given. They have given it to us. We didn't decode it yet. We will, over a period of time, with the help or with the sincerity. However, when we are sincere, Krishna arranges accordingly. Then the decoding will happen. Then you'll be like, what? The touchstone is right here. The instruction is right here. And after that, you don't really need anything, because in the instruction is Sri Guru. When you are living your life just to practice, just to live the instruction of Sri Guru. I'm not saying take the guidance of instruction, try to follow the instruction. We are living life to fulfill the instruction of Sri Guru. It means Sri Guru is actually with us. We are talking about the spiritual subject matter, not bound by time, place, and circumstance. If we are living for the instruction, then Sri Guru is with us. How do we know? When we live it, we perceive it. When somebody asks Srila Prabhupada, do you miss Srila, your Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Srila Prabhupada like, no, my Guru is always with me, with no change in anything. As if like, what question is that? Of course he's with me, don't you see? That kind of thing. So that happens. That happens when we give our whole self, not just giving our whole self. We live for their instruction. Then that is it. We are taken care of. That's Sharanagati. That is Sharanagati. That's how it happens. Living for the instruction of Guru, then it means you're living for Krishna. We don't know how to live for Krishna. The whole Shastra is there. Everything is there. But we don't know personally how to live. This personalized Sharanagati is through Guru. Then we are taken care of. This is Bhagavad Pravaha, but it has become more of a Guru Tattva. Yeah. So, Srila Vyasadeva. Yeah. Sri Narada Muni, perceiving that Srila Vyasadeva is ready to receive instruction, he goes. He says, he gives the diagnosis of what went wrong, and he gives the treatment also. Treatment in the sense, solution, what to do. So this is what Sri Guru also does. They know what is happening. They not only say where it should be corrected, how it should be done. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, what else do we need in our life? ये तो दुःखालयम अशाश्वतम है. यहाँ तो remedy मिल रहा है. ये तो key open. Now the lock is opening, with the key, just with the instruction given by Guru. इसके लिए तो हम लोग तड़पा रहे. This is why we do bhakti. And now we see that the lock is being, it's being unlocked. Yeah. So now Narada Muni says, okay, this is where it has gone wrong. And Narada Muni says, bhakti is about Bhagavan. Bhagavan is Satchidananda Rupa. Satchit Ananda Rupa. Did you glorify this Ananda Rupa enough? If you don't glorify this Ananda Rupa, broadcast his message enough, how can all these jivas be Ananda? So broadcast about this Satchidananda. His Rupa, Guna, Leela. You have just mentioned it here and there. This is not going to be enough. If you do this, then for the jiva, Ananda for jiva also a little bit here and there only. And that's what is happening to you, only a little bit here and there for you. That's why you are despondent. For you to completely feel Ananda, glorify that Sachidananda, Rupa, Bhagavan abundantly. Then the Jivas will feel Ananda, you will also feel Ananda. That's one thing. Second thing is, you have done something which is not so good for the conditioned souls. These conditioned souls are already after Dharma, the Kama. They're already after the desires. You don't even have to tell them. But you have promoted that message. Yeah, you can do the Artha, you can do the Dharma, so you can get the Artha. Yeah, Artha is wealth or property. When you get this wealth, then you can use that wealth to satisfy your material desires. Do you have to say that? They already know it. Because you said it, they are doing it even more, with even more faith. You didn't have to say it, reinforce it so much. You could have just said it, a footnote kind of thing, because they already do it anyway. So do not emphasize much on the Dharma or the Kama. And also you have glorified moksha a little bit here and there. That is fine, better than Dharma or the Kama. Moksha is better. But the bhakti is the best and it hasn't been glorified. So two things. One, to do is glorify Bhagavan abundantly. Second thing is put back Dharma or the Kama where they belong to, not beyond bhakti. These two things. Okay. So I'm talking to the Zoom audience also. Sorry, it looks awkward. Everybody is sitting here and I'm looking here. So yeah, so those two are the things. He told where the problem is and what needs to be done. Because the problem is you have given a big seat to Dharma, the Kama, Moksha. That's the problem. And the remedy is now glorify Bhagavan abundantly so that big seat will be minimized and the Bhagavan's big seat will become a throne. That's the solution. Okay? Yeah. He gave these two messages. I think we will pause here. I know it feels like we have just started. For next 3 weeks, I think we will have the short ones because we are having the in-person gathering, right? And so we have discussed about Sri Narada Muni coming and then sensing that Srila Vyasadeva is ready for the not advice, not suggestion, but the instruction. Unless we receive everything that comes from Sri Guru as instruction, there is no way we can get close to Shuddhanam. Everything is very much linked in bhakti. Bhakti outside, japa inside is all very much linked in how we are connected to Guru Tattva. Yeah. So yeah, sensing that, Srila Narada Muni, he has diagnosed the problem. The problem is you have given a big seat to Dharmartha, Kama and Moksha. So now the solution for this is please glorify Bhagavan abundantly. And after saying this, let's see if we can do for 5 more minutes so you don't feel like we did only a little bit this time. After saying this, we'll do 3 verses. It will take 5 minutes, but at least we'll feel like, yeah, we have done this. Yeah. So this we have already discussed, right? Srila Narada saying, oh, okay, Vyasadeva, I think, do you feel okay? Do you really need my suggestion, instruction? Yeah. He's testing if Vyasadeva is ready or not. Then Vyasadeva is like, no testing, please. You are present everywhere. You are like Paramatma. Please give me the instruction. You are like Paramatma. After that, Narada starts speaking. Okay, Vyasa, these are the 2 things. One is, you have emphasized the 4 Purusharthas, Dharma, the Kama, Moksha so much. And that's why, please, to minimize that, you have put a big seat there. For that big seat to become small, you have to put even more big seat for Bhagavan. So glorify Bhagavan abundantly. That's the solution. And here, we'll discuss these 3 slokas. Because Narada Muni says, see, You know why Bhagwan should be glorified so much? Because the transcendental literature, anything about Lord Krishna is so glorious, so transformative. He goes, this is not a touch one, right? Okay, no problem. See the 11th sloka. Because, first he says, you know why this is a problem? You have glorified this Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Because all this Dharma, Artha, Kama, they're all just Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha is materialistic talk. They are not transcendental spiritual talks. What happens when somebody hears Gramya Katha, thinks about the Gramya Katha, and then just does that? What happens? That's what this shloka says. Please repeat after me so you can wake up a little bit. Okay. Nayadvachas chitrapadam hariryasho jagat pavitram praganita karhiche tadvayasam tirdam ushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti usikshayaha. Vyasadeva, you have glorified Dharma, Artha, Kama so much, yeah. But see what's happening. Nayad vachas chitrapadam hariryasho jagat pavitram. Now, where there is no vachas chitrapadam, vachas vak is the speech, the topics. Chitrapadam, wonderful words. Hariryasho, the yasha, kirti of Hari. Jagat pavitram. The kirti of Lord Hari has a potency to do Jagat Pavitram, purify the world. Pragnita Karhichit, when described elaborately. Here, Pragnita is description. Karhichit is hardly. Na is negation here. Karhichit is hardly. So what it means is, those words that does not have the wonderful glorification of the yashas, the kirti, glory of Lord Hari, which has the potency to purify the whole world. What are the words like? Yeah. Tadvayasam thirdam ushanti manasa. Ushanti manasa. All these great sages think Tadvayasam thirdam. That place is like, a place for crows, a filthy area. A place of dirt. Where do crows go? Where there is dirt, right? So all these learned sages, they think that these topics that you have discussed, Dharma, Artha, Kama, that you have glorified everywhere, all throughout the Vedas and the Puranas everywhere, they are Kadvayasam Tirtham. They are place of crows. Where the Vyasa, what did you do? Yeah. Ushanti Manasa. This is the opinion of great souls. Then Vyasa was like, what? What did I do? And the immediate comparison is, Nayatra Hamsa Niramanti Usikshayaha. That literature that you have elaborated so much, Nayatra Hamsa. In that place, Hamsa are swan-like, Paramahamsas. Nayatra Hamsa. They do not stay there. Yeah. Na Niramanti, na ramanti. Ramanti is enjoy, na ramanti. Those Paramahamsas, they do not relish these topics. They do not stay in this kind of dirty places. Yeah. Usikshayaha, they belong to the transcendental abode. These are the words coming out from his Gurudev, Sri Guru. What would Vedavyasa think? What did I do? All that I have done so far is Tadvayasam Tirtham. And there is no Niramanti Usikshayaha, not a place for the Paramahamsas. So, well, it got very much clear to Vedavyasa, right? What he has done. And now he's giving the solution. Narada Muni is giving the solution. So this is why you should glorify Lord Hari. Because Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo. Visargo janataga
viplavo.
Yasmin pratishlokam abhaddhavatyapi.
Yasmin pratishlokam abhaddhavatyapi.
Namani anantasya yasho ankitani yat.
Namani anantasya yasho ankitani.
Shrinvanti gayanti grananti sadhavaha.
Shrinvanti gayanti grananti sadhavaha.
Vyasa, see, this Bhagavad Katha is Tatvag Visargo. Visargo means, Sarga, Visarga. Visarga is creates. This Krishna Katha creates. Please remember these words, Visarga. Janataga Viplavo creates a revolution, spiritual revolution. Janata Aga, in the people's heart, not just the people's heart. Janata is people, Agha is sinful, even in the sinful people's heart. We may be thinking, oh, maybe we are a little exception, we are not. But the definition of sin, according to Shastra, is, do you know what it is? Sense gratification. And what does that mean? If I am not doing bhakti, by default, I'm doing sense gratification. So now I know if I'm sinful or not. So this Janataga is not somewhere outside. It's here, right here. We have hope. Srimad-Bhagavatam, Krishna Katha is Visarga, creates Viplava, revolution in the heart. Yeah? In the heart of the sinful people, the sense gratifiers who do not do bhakti. Yasmin pratishlokam abhaddhavatyapi. Even if the Krishna Katha is delivered in an irregular fashion, even if the verses are composed irregularly, even if the Katha is not spoken to perfect, because the subject matter is a transcendental subject matter, it has that potency. Krishna Katha has that potency. Yeah? And Namani Anantasya Yasho Ankitani Yat. And the Krishna Katha is so much abundant. There are Ananta topics, abundant. Yasho Ankitani Yat. All of them are Ankitani, dedicated to Yasha of Hari. Yeah, that's why they are very potent. And that's why this Hamsa, who did not like the place of crows, here they are. Shrinvanti gayanti grananti sadhavaha. This sadhavas, this sadhus, these paramahamsas, they sing. They first hear Shrinvanti, yeah, gayanti, they sing, and grananti, they receive. So now you know Vedavyasa. This is what the Paramahamsas want. And this is the effect of Krishna Katha. This creates revolution in the hearts of sinful people. This is why you should abundantly glorify Bhakti and Bhagavan. Yeah. So that's the solution Narada Muni gave. Okay. So he gave he diagnosed what the problem is, and he gave the solution. And this is the last one. We will wind down with this verse. And Vedavyasa is now thinking, okay, all right, Dharma Artha Kama is like that. I understand. Okay, that's Gramya Kada. That's the place for crows. Huh? But I did glorify moksha though. The Upanishads are there in Vedas. That is about moksha, liberation. And there is Moksha Parva in Mahabharata. So I did something good. Moksha is okay, right? Narada Muni, Shri Guru knows. Is that what you're thinking? Okay, here. Naishkarmyamapi achyuta bhava varjitam. Na shobhate jnanamalam niranjanam. Utah punah shashvata bhadramishvare. Nacharpitam karma yadyapi akaranam. Yes, sir. If you are thinking that you have done a good job by glorifying moksha, though not Dharma Artha Kama, this is the place of moksha. Naishkarmyam, Nishkama Karma Yoga, yeah, for self-realization. And the Jnanam related to that, yeah. Api Achyuta Bhava Varjitam. If that Nishkama Karma Yoga and the Jnana is Achyuta Bhava Varjita, Varjita is devoid, Achyuta is Krishna, Bhava is consciousness, yeah. If that kind of, even if it is Nishkama Karma Yoga, for self-realization and Jnana for self-realization, if it is devoid of Krishna Bhavana, Achyuta Bhavana, if it is not for Shama Sundara, personality of Shama Sundara, then Nashobhate, it doesn't look good, Vedavyasa. It doesn't look good. Yeah. Nashobhate Jnanam, Alam Niranjanam. That Jnanam, knowledge, that Nishkama Karma Yoga, it doesn't look good, even if it is belonging to the category of moksha, because it is not filled with the Bhagavan, the personality of Bhagavan. Yeah. And here, what to speak of? Kutah Puna Shashvata Bhadram Ishware. Kutah Puna, what to speak of? Puna, again and again, Shashvat, always, Abhadram, inauspicious. What are all these titles for? What is this? Again and again, always inauspicious. What is that? Ishwaranacharpitam karma. That karma that is not dedicated to Ishvara. It means just doing fruitive activity. What to speak of fruitive activity? That is in Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Even that is in Dharmartha Kama. What to speak of fruitive activity? The fruitive activity is present in Dharmartha Kama, right? So what to speak of those topics? Even the moksha, which is dry philosophy, even the self-realization, even the Nishkama Karma Yoga, done for self-realization, they are better than these fruitive activities. But even those are also Nashobhate. They don't look good if there is no Achyuta Bhava in it. If there is no Bhagavat Smarana in it. Achyuta Bhava is Bhagavat Smarana. In Jnana, there is no Bhagavat Smarana. There is only Aham Brahmasmi, negation. Everything negation, I am that supreme consciousness, period. There is no Achyuta Bhavana there. We are not thinking of Bhagavan. We are not reviving our relationship with Bhagavan. So because all that is not there, na shobhate. So even that moksha is also na shobha. What to speak of the other dharmartha kama? So that's the answer. If Vedvyasa is thinking, oh, I have done a little bit of good job by doing a moksha part of it. So now he has the answers for everything. You know, how that dharmartha kama is inferior. That is like tadvayasam tirtham, place for crows. And even the moksha part is also not complete, not looking beautiful, not completely auspicious, because there is no achyuta bhava there. That's why Tatvag Visargo Janataga Viplavo. Yasmin Pratislokam Abadhavati api. That's why do the Shunvanti, Gayanti, and Grananti. Abundantly glorify Bhagavan. Yes, this is a natural pause for our session today. Yes. So I'm going to pause it here. And before pausing, I'm just going to summarize in a minute of what we have discussed so we can pause. Yeah. So we have already discussed about, how we did the introduction, the significance of Bhagavatam, and then summary of Bhagavatam, and the first chapter, second chapter, and third chapter that talks about the 6 questions and their answers. And in the fourth chapter, there are 3 questions that are asked by Shaunak Rishi to Suta Goswami. The first question is about Vedavyasa's inspiration to write Bhagavatam. Second question is about Parikshit Maharaj, his birth, his ruling, and his curse, and how Sukadev Goswami came to enlighten Parikshit Maharaj. So the third question would be about Sukadev Goswami. So these 3 questions were asked in the beginning of the 4th chapter of first canto. And in the later half of the 4th canto, the first question was answered about Vedavyasa, how he is the compiler of Vedas and how compassionate he was But in spite of that, he was feeling despondent. And he was thinking why he was feeling despondent inside. And then he thinks, he just gets a clue in the introspection that it could be because he did not glorify Bhagavan and Bhakti enough. Just then, Narada Muni appears in front of him. That's how the 5th chapter starts. And after Narada Muni sensing that his disciple Vedavyasa is ready to receive his instruction, he diagnosed the problem of the reason for the despondency in the heart of Vedavyasa. And he also gives the solution of what he needs to do. So the problem was, he has glorified Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha throughout the Vedic literature. And he did not give enough emphasis and place to Bhakti and Bhagavan. So that's why Narada Muni instructs that he should glorify Bhagavan. First of all, he says how the glorification of Dharma, Artha, Kama is just a Gramya Katha. It's just material topics. And any material topic is like a place for crow, a place for the dirt. Yeah. And that is not so much liked by the Paramahamsas, the sadhus. Yeah. So that's why, in order to rectify that, you have to write Janatagha Viplava, the subject matter that causes revolution in the heart of the sinful people. That is about Bhagavan. Yeah. The glories. Shunvanti Gayanti Grananti Sadavaha. What are those things that are heard, received, and glorified are about Hari, the topics of Lord Hari. So glorify the topics of Lord Hari. Yeah. In order to compensate the damage that was done by glorifying Dharma, Artha, Kama, glorify the topics of Lord Hari. By the way, if you are thinking that you have glorified moksha and that is a little better, that is also not enough, because even if it is moksha, nishkama karma yoga and jnana, if there is no achyuta bhava, if there is no consciousness about Bhagavan, about thinking Bhagavan, consciousness about the personality aspect of the absolute truth, then nashobate. It's not completely auspicious. It doesn't look good. Yeah. So these are the topics that we have discussed so far. And in the next week, we will continue further the discussion of Narada Muni and Vyasadeva. Okay. So we have offline living people here, online living people there too. So what we can do is we'll just check and see if they have any questions or comments. And then since we are here anyway, we can take our time after we pause online. Yeah. Yeah. So